They told a black woman in a suit to wait outside, not knowing she owned the building. When power wears heels and they don't recognize it, the entire system falls apart. Watch what happens next. Excuse me, ma'am. This entrance is for executives only. You'll need to wait outside. That sentence sliced through the air like a knife. The lobby of Hendricks Corporation was silent, cold, and polished to perfection, like a place that didn't allow mistakes or second chances. Employees in tailored suits glided past, clutching lattes and leather briefcases. Everyone looked busy. Everyone looked the part. Everyone except Monica Carter, or so they thought. Monica stood tall in her navy blue power suit, custom-fitted and freshly pressed. Her heels echoed confidently across the marble floor. Her hair was neatly pulled back, her face calm and composed. She radiated leadership, power, precision, but the receptionist didn't see that. She saw a black woman, alone, without a badge, no assistant, no entourage, and in that moment, she decided Monica didn't belong. Ma'am, please just wait outside. This is a private area. Executives only. Monica paused. The comment didn't shock her. Not anymore. She had faced this kind of thing her whole life. Doubt, assumptions, invisible walls. Her eyes scanned the room. Up above, on the mezzanine floor, she saw them, the senior management team, watching from behind glass. A few of them were whispering to each other. One of them smirked. Another shook his head. They knew exactly who she was. They just didn't care. This wasn't a mistake. It was a message. They wanted to put her in her place. Test her patience. Let her know that no matter what her title was, she wasn't truly one of them. And this was her first day. But Monica Carter didn't flinch. She simply smiled. Not wide, just enough. The kind of smile that tells you, I've seen worse. She nodded slowly, stepped back toward the door, and walked outside without saying another word. But just before the revolving door spun shut behind her, she reached into her bag and pulled out her phone. That's when the clock started ticking. And exactly 1 minute later, everything changed. Outside the building, Monica stood still under the rising morning sun. Her eyes glanced up at the name engraved on the towering glass. Hendricks Corporation, one of the top finance firms in the country. A symbol of power, wealth, history, and now hers. She dialed a number. The voice on the other end picked up instantly. Yes, Miss Carter? Monica's tone remained calm, cold, direct. It appears the executive team is unaware of their new CEO. Let's proceed with the plan. I want the entire floor cleared. Now! Click. She didn't have to yell. She didn't have to threaten. She simply gave a command. And within moments, the building's power structure would flip upside down. Inside the lobby, the receptionist looked confused. Security was approaching her desk. The mezzanine-level managers glanced at their phones. One by one, text messages popped up. Then a man in a dark suit, the chairman of the board, walked into the room, flanked by 2 security personnel. He didn't greet anyone. He just gestured toward the receptionist and said one word. Where is Miss Carter? The receptionist's face turned pale. She just stepped out. I thought she wasn't. She's a new CEO. Those 4 words sucked the air out of the room. The same executives who had laughed upstairs, who had orchestrated this little test, were now frozen, like statues made of arrogance and regret. Monica walked back in. Same heels, same poise, same calm stare. But now, everything was different. She walked past the receptionist without a word, past the wide-eyed employees, past the stunned board members, straight to the center of the lobby, where she turned and faced the room. Good morning, she said, her voice echoing across the marble. I'm Monica Carter, and effective immediately, I'm your new CEO. No one moved. No one blinked. She continued, This morning was a test, not for me, but for all of you, and unfortunately, many of you failed. Security began escorting the shocked executives upstairs, one by one. Monica didn't raise her voice. She didn't break a sweat. She simply read off names. And cleaned house, because respect isn't given, it's earned. And sometimes, It only takes 1 minute to show the world who's really in charge. Monica Carter wasn't born into wealth. She didn't grow up with silver spoons, private schools, or country club parties. She was born on the south side of Chicago, in a one-bedroom apartment that shook every time a train passed by. Her mother, Linda Carter, worked the night shift as a janitor, cleaning office buildings that glowed with glass walls, leather chairs, and nameplates that never belonged to anyone who looked like her. Every night, young Monica would stay up late just to see her mother walk through the door, exhausted, worn out, and barely able to stand. Her hands were blistered from harsh chemicals. Her shoes were always soaked from cleaning restroom floors. But somehow she always had a smile. While brushing Monica's hair before school, her mom would whisper the same thing. "You're going to build something better, baby. One day, they're going to work for you." Monica never forgot those words. They weren't just a promise. They were a prophecy. In school, Monica was fierce, top of her class in every subject. Teachers would describe her as brilliant but intense. She was the kind of student who didn't just study for tests. She devoured textbooks, asked bold questions, and challenged the rules. While other kids played outside, Monica was indoors building business plans from library books. She entered spelling bees, math competitions, science fairs, and won them all. And when the time came to apply for college, she didn't just dream big. She aimed for Harvard. Everyone said it was impossible. Too expensive, too far, too elite. But Monica didn't listen. She applied, wrote her essays late at night under a flickering ceiling light, and poured her entire life story onto those pages. The day that acceptance letter came in the mail, her mother cried for 3 hours straight. But there was no time to celebrate. Even with scholarships, Monica had to work 3 jobs to afford tuition and living costs. She became a waitress, a campus librarian, and cleaned dorm rooms at night, just like her mother once had. There were days when she only slept 3 hours. There were nights she cried quietly in the bathroom so no one would see her break. But not once did she complain, because every sleepless night brought her closer to the vision. After graduation, Monica entered the corporate world as an intern at a mid-sized investment firm. She didn't have family connections. No one opened doors for her. She had to kick them open herself. But she made an impression. She didn't just follow orders. She found smarter ways to do things. When other interns were fetching coffee, Monica was building models and writing reports so sharp that senior executives began to notice. Within a year, she was promoted to analyst, then senior analyst, then lead strategist. By the time she turned 32, Monica Carter was already known as a fixer, someone who could walk into a broken company, dissect the problems, and rebuild it stronger than ever. Her biggest breakthrough came during the financial downturn, when she was asked to lead a failing tech fund. Everyone said it was doomed. Monica didn't flinch. In just 2 years, she turned it into a billion-dollar success story, making headlines and earning her the nickname, the comeback queen of Wall Street. So when Hendricks Corporation, once a titan in the finance world, fell into years of mismanagement, scandals, and declining profits, the board of directors knew they needed someone radical, someone bold, and there was only one name on every list: Monica Carter. She didn't beg for the role. She didn't need to. The board came to her. They offered her full authority, a clean slate to do what she does best: transform, rebuild, and lead. But not everyone on the inside welcomed her. To some of the old executives, Monica was a threat. A young black woman with power? That wasn't what they were used to. They whispered, "She doesn't know our world. She won't last a month. Let's see how she handles pressure." They didn't realize Monica Carter had been handling pressure her entire life. From blistered hands to boardroom battles. From janitor's daughter to CEO. She wasn't just ready. She was born for this. But not everyone was happy. In fact, behind the closed doors of Hendricks Corporation's upper floors, rage was quietly boiling. The old management team, mostly white, mostly male, and mostly comfortable, were furious when they heard Monica Carter was stepping in as the new CEO. To them, she wasn't just a new hire. She was a threat to their legacy, their culture, and their unchecked power. They called private meetings without her. They exchanged smirks behind her back. And worse, they whispered things like, "She's not one of us. Does she even know how we do things here? This is a corporate empire, not a diversity project." And the most dangerous idea of all, let's remind her of her place. So when Monica was scheduled to arrive for her first official day, they hatched a plan, subtle but cutting. They instructed a front desk receptionist, a young woman named Clara, to not allow Monica through immediately. "We're in a sensitive meeting," they lied. "Tell her to wait. It's procedure." What they didn't know was that Monica was already watching them. She'd heard the whispers, seen the backdoor meetings, reviewed the surveillance footage from the previous week. Every sneer, every smirk, every slight documented. As she stepped into the lobby that morning, sharp and poised in her tailored navy blue suit, she wasn't surprised by the words that greeted her. "Excuse me, ma'am. This entrance is for executives only. You'll need to wait outside." Monica paused. Just for a second, she turned, saw the subtle nods from the balcony above, and smiled. Not the smile of someone humiliated, the smile of someone loading her final move in a game already won. She turned without a word and walked out the door. But just outside, she pulled out her phone, calm, silent, and steady. She dialed one number. The chairman of the board picked up immediately. "It seems the executive team doesn't recognize their new CEO," she said, voice cool as ice. "I'd like to proceed with the changes we discussed immediately." Exactly 1 minute later, Monica walked back into the building. Not alone. This time, she was flanked by the chairman of the board, 2 senior HR representatives, and corporate security. The moment she re-entered the lobby, everything shifted. The same receptionist who had asked her to wait now stood frozen, face drained of color. "Ms. Carter, I didn't know." Monica gave her a soft nod. "You followed instructions. But next time, ask why." Then she walked forward, heels echoing like war drums on the marble floor. From the balcony above, the senior management team had stopped whispering. Now, they scrambled to adjust their ties and stand upright. But it was too late. Monica strode confidently to the center of the lobby, pulled a folded document from her briefcase, and turned to face them all. Her voice was calm, controlled, but deadly clear. "Effective immediately, the following executives are terminated for violating company ethics and for fostering a hostile, discriminatory work environment." A silence fell so heavy it could crush glass. She began to read off names. Each one delivered like a gavel strike. David Greer, Chief Financial Officer. Lyle Watkins, VP of Sales. Angela Cross, Director of Operations. And more. Security stepped forward with folders. Each executive was handed termination papers and asked to pack their belongings. Some protested. Some stuttered. Some looked at the chairman for help. But he only shook his head. They had crossed a line. They underestimated Monica Carter. And now, they were watching the door close behind them. After the last executive was escorted out, Monica turned back to the receptionist. Clara stood shaking, tears welling up. But Monica's tone wasn't cruel. It was measured. "You followed the rules someone else gave you. I understand. That's how this system works. But here's the thing, you're better than that. You're not fired. But starting today, you're attending leadership and diversity training. And when you're ready, there's a mentorship seat waiting for you." The receptionist nodded slowly, stunned not by punishment, but by opportunity. Then Monica climbed the stairs, turned to face the staff gathered in silence, and declared, "This company will no longer be run by fear, favoritism, or bias. We will lead with performance integrity and respect. That era starts now." The room erupted in applause. Monica Carter hadn't just taken the job. She had taken control. And it only took her 1 minute to rewrite the future. That moment, the day Monica Carter fired the old management team before even unpacking her office, became company legend. It spread like wildfire, first through whispers in office halls, then into business magazines, podcasts, and corporate keynote speeches. People didn't just hear about what happened. They studied it. Because what Monica did that day wasn't just bold. It was historic. Within months, the ripple effect of her leadership began to show. Hendricks Corp., one struggling under outdated systems and toxic leadership, experienced a transformation no one thought possible. Revenues skyrocketed, client trust returned, stock prices surged. But perhaps more importantly, people started smiling at work again. Monica didn't just drive results. She reshaped the culture. Gone were the days of backdoor deals, favoritism, and power circles built on privilege. In their place, she implemented new hiring and promotion standards that focused on inclusion, merit, accountability, respect. No more hiring based on connections. No more handshakes behind closed doors. If you wanted a seat at the table, you had to earn it just like she did. Monica also made it her mission to lift others as she climbed. She launched a nationwide mentorship program, starting with a small internal group at Hendrix. The goal? To support young Black women navigating the harsh realities of the corporate world. The same world that once told her she didn't belong. She gave them tools she never had. Resume coaching, boardroom training, personal branding, financial literacy, and more importantly, she gave them representation. Someone they could look at and say, if she made it, I can too. Every year, she returned to the lobby of Hendrix Corp to reflect, not just on profits or stock charts, but on the journey. She would pause at the exact spot she had been told to wait outside. That memory didn't haunt her. It empowered her. Because it wasn't just a rejection. It was a revelation. That moment, just 1 minute of being underestimated, reminded her of everything she had worked for, everything she had overcome, and every woman still waiting for a chance. That story, her story, became the core message of her global keynote speeches. She would step onto brightly lit stages, face thousands of future leaders, and say, they told me to wait outside, but in that 1 minute, they gave me every reason to lead. It never failed to bring the audience to its feet. YouTube outro, SKWAD style. If Monica's story inspired you, if it made you feel something, then do one small thing that could start a big change, like this video. Comment what part moved you most, and subscribe to SKWAD. Stories could woe and are dare for more powerful stories that reveal the soul behind success. Because sometimes, all it takes is one moment, one decision, 1 minute, to change everything.